Hi everybody, so just to follow on my previous video of the overview of our portal, here is how to generate a quote. So you would navigate to new quote, where you would find your three tabs over here, which is general, addresses and pieces. You'll see a fourth tab appearing as soon as we've completed most of our data, well, the mandatory fields, and that would then provide you with a cost of what the parcel will cost you to deliver. It will also give you the option to view the different services available and what they would cost, just for your convenience, so that you can make an educated choice of which service you would want to use to send the parcel. So over here on the Generals tab or General tab, you'll see there are mandatory fields marked with a little blue check or blue and white tick mark. These are the mandatory fields that need to be completed. You'll see your company details or your customer name, which is your account name, will always be present in the customer's field. You'll see there in the drop down there is only one option, which is your company name. You'll also see that it is pre-populated in the collection name, as by default most customers would want parcels collected from their premises to be delivered, but you can change this. It is not set in stone, so if we need to collect from a supplier, you will be able to change it to the supplier details by changing and selecting it from the drop down or entering a completely new value. So if you have used the portal before, or we've captured a collection or delivery previously to this customer on your name or the supplier on your name, it will be saved as a record, and you will then be able to access it when generating quotes, deliveries or collections. So this is just to speed up the process so that you don't have to enter all the details manually every time that you complete a collection, quote or delivery. So it just pre-populates the fields should it be a value that has been used previously. So for now, I'm going to say we're going to collect from Wouter, Breitenbach and Epping. You'll see these fields will then automatically be completed. If it is a new collection name, you will need to enter a origin. So this can be entered and selected from the drop down. I'm just going to keep it as Epping for now, because that is what it was previously. So the origin needs to be completed. Your service, you can select it at this stage if you would want, or if you've got a preferred service, you can select it at this stage. But like mentioned, it will give you the options of the costs of each service later on in the quote. So next you will complete, or if enter a delivery name. So this is where the parcel will be delivered. Should it be back to your company, you can enter your company details here and select it from the drop down. This will pre-populate your destination field as well as the addresses in your next tab. But should we go to a new customer or delivery name, so I'm going to use Aaron's Boutique, as an option, or as a delivery name, and create a destination as Johannesburg, selected from the drop down, just so you see how it works when creating a new record. So destination is then Johannesburg. You can select an other service, but the other service will add additional charges to your quote. So should you wish to have the parcel delivered on a Saturday, you can select the Saturday service, but this, like mentioned, it will increase the value of the quote, seeing as there is additional charges for a Saturday delivery. So now we can navigate to our addresses tab. The addresses tab will already have the address for the collection entered, seeing as this was a pre-populated collection address, as we selected Wouter, Breitenbach from a drop down, and we didn't enter it completely from scratch. So I'm going to just enter a bogus address at this stage. I'm just going to go 51 not a street, and it is in Nowhereville for now. So the addresses must be accurate going forward, seeing as when we accept the quote, these details will be used to generate your label. So this needs to be accurate or left blank completely should we be collecting multiple parcels, but I will explain that later. So for now, it needs to be as accurate as possible. You can enter a contact person, telephone number, cell phone number, and email address of the delivery address. This just helps us to complete the delivery more efficiently should we have a problem where we can't enter the premises or cannot contact the telephone number. We can then attempt the cell phone number just to get the arrangement settled for delivery, rather than having to contact you for contact details for the delivery. So it just speeds up everything should you enter these values. So from here on forward, we would move to the pieces tab. Once again, a very crucial for your quote, as this determines the accuracy of the price. We need to know the size of the parcel that you are sending as well as the actual weight. So for instance, if we've got one box, you can enter a box as a description. You can have it with the values or the size of the parcels in centimeters. So the box in centimeters, we're going to go 40 by 30 by 25 centimeters, and it weighs 5 kilograms. And we would then enter the blue plus sign, or click on the blue plus sign. Apologies, I clicked it twice. But that brings me to the next point. So you can actually add a second box of a different size or a second parcel of a different size. So we can go and say there is a bag, for instance, that is 30 by 20 by 10, and it only weighs 2 kilograms. And we can then click the plus sign. So we can add as many parcels as needed and as required. So this needs to be as accurate as possible to actually work out the volumetric mass of your parcel. So the size of your parcel, it comes out the volumetric mass as 7.2 kilograms. So this will be rounded off to the highest kilogram to then generate the quote with. So you'll see your actual mass entered at this stage is 7, which is not correct. Oh yes, it is, sorry. So we had an actual mass of 5 kilograms for the box and 2 kilograms for the bag, so that works out to 7 kilograms in actual weight. Your volumetric weight worked out to 7.2 kilograms, which is your length times width or breadth times height, divided by a factor of 4,000 for road freight and 5,000 for overnight and same day. So that works out to this volumetric mass, which then gets rounded up to 8 kilograms, which gives us our total charge mass. So this then generates the quote. You'll see your charges tab has now appeared because we've completed all the necessary fields that are required to complete the quote. So we can go ahead and click on the charges tab. It will then calculate your cost for the parcel being sent overnight, seeing as overnight was the service that we have selected. It gives us a total of 434.50 cents, inclusive of VAT. So if we want to see what the other services would cost for us to send the parcel, we can then click on service charges, which gives us the other option of road freight, which is a lot more economical than the overnight, seeing as it also does take a little bit longer, but the charges for sending parcels via road is generally a little bit cheaper than flying it to a different place in the country. So at this stage, should you wish to rather go with the road freight and save the 290 odd rand that is the difference between the quotes, you can navigate back to your general tab. You can now change your service to road freight, navigate back to charges, click on calculate, and that would then give you the 141 rand and 65 cents as a quote. So now, in order to get a quote number, should you need to reference it with any of our staff members telephonically or over our chat on our website, you can then click on save for it to generate a PDF with a quote number. So please be aware that if this is the first thing that you save or first record that you save on our portal, it will be blocked by a pop-up blocker. So please allow your pop-up blocker to allow pop-ups from our website or from our domain, which is mycourier.couriermate.co.za. So you'll see your quote number in the top right hand corner. This is your quote number that you can reference with any of our staff members. They should be able to call up this quote should you have any queries, or you feel that the price isn't correct according to you. They will then use this to figure out or to explain why the quote got to the amount that it did amount up to. So this is basically how a quote is generated. So just to navigate back to our portal quickly, you will see that we now have quotes, or our screen is now changed to our general quote screen. This can be called up by clicking on operations and quotes. It'll bring us to the same screen. So this is just a basic database of quotes generated for this specific date range. This date range can be set back to whenever, should you want to compare quotes done on a prior date to that one. Should you feel that you have sent an exact parcel previously at a different cost, you can then navigate in that date range to see if there was any difference, or compare the quotes to each other. You can also call up this quote again by clicking on the print PDF shortcut. That will then populate a PDF again with that same number on, should you need to print that quote. And that is it for generating a quote. Thank you for watching the video, and good luck with the rest of the portal. I will be doing the following option, which will be generating a collection in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.